Hey guys, and welcome back to Cleaning Up History, where my goal is preserving headstones and cemeteries and telling forgotten stories of the past. This is the Hazel Arnett story. Hazel was born around 1903 to Annie Dunaway Garland and Father Anderson Garland, and she was born in Kentucky, and the family later moved to Jellicoe, Tennessee. And around 1923, Hazel married a man by the name of Eugene Arnett. And they had what seemed to be a normal marriage. They married. They had several children. But unfortunately, Eugene passed away in 1935. Eugene was actually involved in a coal mining accident, which ultimately resulted in his death, leaving Hazel with several small children to take care of herself. As time went on, Hazel decided that the best course of action to take care of her family would be to move to La Follette, where she could get a job in a factory. And so in 1938, that's what she did. She took a job in a factory in La Follette and moved her children as well. They were living on West Walden, which is across the tracks, and she was working in a factory. She was living somewhat close to a church, therefore she was able to walk back and forth to church services. And she had became a little friendly with a man named Luther McNeely, who she met in La Follette. And I'm not sure if you watched my last story about the Hatmaker boys who were murdered, but this Luther McNeely was from the same McNeely family as the ones in that story. And on the day of April 21st, 1938, Hazel and her children, along with several of their friends, had attended church and had walked home from church. And several of these people were at Hazel's home with her and her children. They were just, socializing, having an after-church gathering. And that's when this tragedy took place. Hazel's children, Doris, who was 13, Mildred, who was 8, and Roy, who was 6, were all present and witnessed this horrific thing happen to their mother. So I guess Luther McNeely showed up at Hazel's home, and he was irate and upset and angry because he believed that Hazel had walked home from church with another male, and he was upset about this. Hazel assured him that there was nobody else in her home, and invited Luther to come inside. And at this point, Luther just snapped. Hazel took off running and ran out the back door, where her children were yelling and screaming and begging Luther not to hurt their mother. And Luther just pushed them aside and ran out the door. And he eventually caught up with Hazel, and he grabbed her and drug her back into the house, into the kitchen, where he shot and killed her. He then ran outside and committed suicide himself, and all of this happened right in front of all these children and all of the guests of Hazel that were in the house that day. Hazel is buried in Jellicoe, as well as her husband, Eugene Arnett. And Luther McNeely is buried in Baker's Forge Cemetery. The newspaper articles state that Luther had been a resident in Kimball County his entire life, with the exception of when he worked in the CCC. However, I did find in 1930 a Luther McNeely who was a prisoner in Anderson County. I can't say for certain if this is the same Luther or not, but the date of birth is very close. So that's the story that I have for you guys on Hazel Arnett, who was born Hazel Garland. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, if you like the content of my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and if you hit the little bell button, you'll be notified anytime I upload any new videos. And remember, a person is never forgotten until the last time their name is spoken.